When most people picture military gear, they picture weapons. But the truth is, a huge amount of what actually keeps soldiers alive isn't a weapon at all. It's protection, medicine, vision, and communication. And almost all of it, you can legally own too. Not knockoffs. The real technology, or the civilian version one step behind it. Sitting on a website, available to any ordinary person, and most people have no idea. So today, 13 genuinely military-grade gadgets that civilians can legally buy, counting down to the one thing the military relies on more than any piece of equipment on this list. One rule throughout, everything here is legal to own, for most people in most places, but a few items have real restrictions that change by state and by country. I'll flag those as we go. Check your local laws before you buy. This isn't legal advice. Let's get into it. Number 13. The one people are sure must be illegal, and isn't. You can legally buy and own night vision in the United States. Any generation. No license, no permit, no background check. You buy it the way you'd buy a camera. The myth that civilians can't own military night vision confuses two different things: owning it, which is unrestricted, and exporting it, which is not. That's the one real catch. Night vision and thermal are export-controlled under a set of rules called ITAR, which means taking the device out of the country, even on vacation, can be a serious offense without authorization. Own it freely at home. Do not fly abroad with it without checking first. Number 12. Seeing heat through total darkness, and even smoke. Night vision amplifies tiny amounts of light. Thermal does something stranger. It sees heat itself, which means it works in absolute darkness, and can pick out a warm body through brush, fog, or smoke. For civilians, the uses are genuinely practical. Spotting an animal near a rural property at night, finding heat leaks in your house, even locating a pet. Like night vision, it's legal to own domestically, and falls under the same export rules, so keep it in the country. The prices have dropped enough that this science fiction capability now sits in a jacket pocket. Number 11. Yes, civilians can buy it, with important exceptions. This surprises people, but for the large majority of American adults, body armor is legal to purchase and own. No permit required. It's protective equipment, the same category as a helmet or a seatbelt. But this is the item with the most real legal restrictions on the entire list, so listen carefully. Anyone convicted of a violent felony is barred from possessing it under federal law. And a couple of states, New York and Connecticut most notably, heavily restrict civilian purchase. Rules are also tightening and vary by state. So this one absolutely requires you to check your own state's current law before buying. Treat it as protection, nothing more. Number 10. The protection built for the worst-case air. A proper gas mask, the kind rated for chemical, biological, and particulate threats, is legal to own, and it's a reasonable item for wildfire smoke, industrial accidents, or chemical spills near where you live. Two honest cautions, though. The filters expire, and an expired filter can give you false confidence while doing very little, and a mask only works if it seals to your face, which takes the right size and a proper fit. This isn't a costume prop. Buy quality, track your filter dates, and learn to fit it correctly, or it's just rubber. Number 9. The light that's genuinely built as a tool, not a toy. Duty-grade tactical flashlights are on a different level from a hardware store light. Serious output, often well over 1,000 lumens, a strobe mode, aircraft aluminum bodies that survive being dropped and soaked, and run times measured in hours. Aimed into the dark, that beam lets you identify a hazard down the street. Aimed at a threat, the strobe is genuinely disorienting and buys you distance. And it's legal essentially everywhere, draws no attention, and is the single most used item on this entire list. If you buy one thing here, this is the practical pick. Number 8. The technology that finds people when the grid can't. Halfway there, and the next 7 are the ones people are most surprised by. The same category of technology used to locate downed pilots and stranded troops is now a handheld consumer device. A satellite communicator ignores cell towers entirely and talks straight to satellites overhead. Press its SOS button in the middle of nowhere. A trail, a rural highway, a disaster zone with the network down, and your distress signal and GPS location reach a staffed rescue coordination center. For anyone who hikes, drives remote roads, or simply wants a lifeline for when everything else fails, nothing else on this list reaches out quite like this. Number 7. The gear that protects the two senses you can't replace. Here's a pair the military treats as essential and civilians overlook. Electronic ear protection amplifies quiet sounds, a conversation, a footstep, while instantly clamping down on dangerous loud noise. You hear better, and you're protected at the same time. Paired with ballistic-rated eye protection, glasses built to stop shrapnel and debris, far beyond ordinary sunglasses, you're shielding your hearing and your eyesight, Two things that never fully come back once they're damaged. It's unglamorous, it's cheap, and it's exactly the kind of quiet, protective gear that separates people who take safety seriously from people who don't. Number 6. Battlefield medicine in your glove box. Almost everything modern civilian trauma care knows about stopping catastrophic bleeding was learned and proven on battlefields. The combat tourniquet and the individual trauma kit came straight from the military into ambulances, schools, and homes. That's the entire premise of the National Stop the Bleed program. Severe bleeding can kill in minutes, long before help arrives, and a tourniquet applied correctly stops it. The catch is training. This gear is close to useless without a short course to learn it. Buy the kit, then learn to use it. Together, that's the most likely lifesaver here. Number 5. The modular system that organizes everything else. The vest and webbing system soldiers wear isn't just for armor, it's a modular platform. That grid of straps called MOL lets you attach pouches, a trauma kit, a light, water, and tools exactly where you want them, so critical gear is in a known place and reachable in seconds. Civilians use these for range days, overlanding, search and rescue volunteering, and organized emergency kits. Whether you run a plate carrier or just a simple chest rig or pack, the principle is the military's real lesson. Scattered gear is useless gear. A platform that keeps it organized and grab-ready is what makes it work. Number 4. Decades of battlefield-tested design for the price of a toy. Genuine military surplus is one of the best-kept secrets in outdoor and emergency gear. The Poncho Liner Troops, nicknamed the Wooby, is a beloved lightweight blanket. Surplus entrenching tools, canteens, dry bags, sleeping systems, and rain gear were all engineered to survive abuse most consumer gear never will. It's cheap because it's mass-produced and battle-proven, not because it's low quality. A little knowledge of what to look for gets you gear that outlasts pricier civilian versions, and most of it is sitting in surplus stores and websites, hiding in plain sight. Number 3. Communication that never runs out. The last 3 are the ones that matter most. When the network dies and batteries fade, the military falls back on tools that need neither. A hand-crank radio powers itself and pulls in NOAA weather and emergency broadcasts. Official information straight from the source. Forever, as long as your arm works. And the humblest item on this list? A signal mirror. A few dollars, no battery, no expiry, and on a clear day its flash can be seen for miles by aircraft or searchers. It's been saving lives for a century, and it still belongs in every emergency kit. Low-tech, unkillable, and exactly why the military still carries it. Number 2. Clean water anywhere, the way troops get it. Soldiers can't carry all their water, so they're issued ways to make it safe from whatever's around, and you can buy the exact same capability. Field-grade filters, purification tablets, and gravity systems remove the bacteria and parasites that turn found water into a medical emergency. Water is the one thing you cannot go without and cannot improvise. After a hurricane, during a boil water advisory, or anywhere off the map, this small, cheap gear is the difference between a manageable situation and a dangerous one. It's proven where the stakes are highest, and it costs almost nothing. And number 1, the gadget behind every item on this list. And it isn't a gadget at all. Training. Ask anyone who's served what actually keeps people alive, and it's never the equipment. It's the training that makes the equipment work under stress. A tourniquet is a strap without it. Night vision is a paperweight. A trauma kit is a bag of confusing objects. The military's real advantage is that they drill, rehearse, and practice until the right action happens automatically when everything is going wrong. And here's the good news. You can get that same edge, and most of it is cheap or free. Take a Stop the Bleed class. Learn hands-only CPR. Take a wilderness first aid or basic survival course. Practice with the gear you own until your hands know it in the dark. Because that's the secret this whole video has been building to. The gear is available to anyone. The training